That is the South Africa. Never mind South Africa, but the world at large, you know? There's all those suicide pods in Switzerland or Sweden or whatever. There's Maid in Canada. There's Kamala Harris in America. There's only Elon Musk for us to speak without thwarting us, without shadow banning us, without removing our special features, our advanced features that we might never be able to monetize our YouTube channels. Only Elon Musk is not out here pulling everybody's hairs out. And he's like one social media platform out of how many? I apologize. Like, I literally, like, there's nowhere to go. And then when you realize that you are beleaguered on all sides because these randos keep on throwing death spells at you, you then escape to a DC show on Netflix. But because it was manufactured, produced after 2013, everybody there is gay eventually. I mean, they start out straight, but then they turn out gay. It's like there's no running, nowhere to go. But I gotta escape. So I'm out here watching a DC show that I gotta fast forward past lesbian people talking because I don't want to be influenced by whatever they're trying to suggest. I can't just watch a basic Batman or Superman show like back in the good old fashioned days where Batman was just Batman and Superman. The only weakness he had was not so much another man, but kryptonite. Now, sure. I can't. Right now, people are also like out here lamenting about Snow White being all like androgynous and out here hating on her dwarfs. And then that chick that looks like Ben Shapiro did another remake of Snow White, and they're giving her grief for that because she's trying to be conservative. But my thing about that is, why did they even have to remake Snow White the original way? Why are they not doing it like that? Why not respect literature? Why are you changing people's stories? Why did that chick have to go and remake Snow White? Because the Hollywood version is just taxing. That for me is the thing, right? It is the fact that we have to fight so hard to basically preserve basic things. It's not happening. Like, Papa, the way the world is so crazy, those who are pushing back, it's too much, man. At some point we're gonna get swallowed whole, engulfed. Come on. They don't want me to speak. I've been shadow banned across all my channels, and recently I had my advanced features removed even from my animated channel. Tom and Jerry, bro. Tom and Jerry butts. Yeah, that's who I be. Tom and Jerry. Just because bad pastors and bad preachers and bad people are being exposed, that's not enough. It's like the fact that they have to be exposed. The fact that there is a problem there that is just not being looked at as obviously it's a problem. No, guys, like, literally, I do apologize. Like, I'm sorry. This is the kind of stuff that is in dire need of a total apology. Like, why is that even a thing in the first place? Why are we having to make so much war with obviously insane stuff? God did say that it would happen, but it does not make it any easier a pill to swallow. It's still rough to keep watching Christians striving. The team of pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean. Heave! Always just heaving to try and redirect the narrative to keep people sober, to unconvince the convinced that Andrew Tate is a great guy, to help them see that no, he's not that good. Why is there so much work? Why is it so hard to see a pimp for what a pimp is? You out here be brotheling some females. You're a pimp. Why is Candace Owens, reasonably smart woman who largely is sober, standing for Andrew Tate? Like, why must Ruslan rock up, or anybody else for that matter, and explain why Candace Owens is mistaken? We get that this stuff is going to be happening. We do. But it just does not make it any easier now that it is happening. Okay? This world is becoming taxing. And the fact that a woman has got to spend all night long praying just to overwhelm death spells that keep on coming at her because people think I deserve to go and be put in a suicide pod in Switzerland. I can't. Then again, me not being able to is apparently allegedly irrelevant because you're just one little meager number. And the only person willing to help me speak is Elon Musk. I kid you not, even Rumble gave me grief. I can't. Like, I literally cannot. God, have mercy. Love and happiness. But you know what, guys? Just the fact that we have to convince you so richly, so thickly, and so bountifully, and so abundantly to just be better is problematic. That is the issue. We cannot be heaving and striving so terribly just to get basic points down. Basic things. I'm grieved. And I have got to get out of Christian content because Christians are grieved themselves, but they're not as persecuted as I am. The world sucks. And then I'll go on Netflix and I'll watch a DC show and they slap me with a lesbian situation. I can't. Where am I gonna go? Essentially, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Okay? When I close my eyes, some little filthy pervert is on some nobody wanna see us together. What you do me, I know, 'cause I got you, babe. Nobody wanna see us together. Eh, kaya ngifuna ubolile futhi ugcwele ngekorobela. Ubhizi ngizongitumbeka ditsatsa. I don't wanna do it, but this dude is like, 'cause I got you, babe. Nobody wanna see us together. Ukforced nje hectic. Protection fee. I'm tired of dreaming of licentious men that turn murderous somewhere along the way because I don't want to go out like that. I spoke about that yesterday. I'm exhausted with the indiscretion of the planet, causing Christians to out here heave more necessarily than they ought to, in order to get basic points across to convinced people of basic things that they ought have been convinced by themselves because nobody wants to fact check anymore. I am sick and tired of watching Christians on the internet. I'm sick and tired of watching Christians on the internet machine out here apostatize right in front of your eyes, out here start to approve the LGBTQIA community when yesterday they were out here on the rooftop saying this here is a sin against the God of the universe. I am exhausted of people that once upon a time stood with Israel suddenly becoming anti-Semitic because enough little children cried on an advert from Gaza on the internet. I am exhausted of people literally abandoning biblical text as to what makes sense to do in favor of what is saying, for what we can feel, what is sentient, what you can taste, touch, feel. Yeah, running with senses instead of biblical text. I'm exhausted. Like, is anybody tired as I is? Anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Come and lead me to the light. Is anybody out there? I feel like I'm going to be alone. You are not alone. I am here the whole time, singing you a song. I will carry you. I am sick and tired of having to find recovery software on Google Play to recover videos that a family member of mine deleted off my phone in order to squelch the message of the gospel. Thank God, another family member stood with me against this insanity on some. Why would you do that to phone Hlongwane batho? Like, why under heaven would you decide in the delete the content yomuntu? Just the fact that I recovered my content is not enough, guys. What is problematic is that anybody deleted it at all. That anybody got a hold of my cellular device and deleted volumes upon volumes of gospel message, volumes and volumes of sober talk, volumes and volumes of content that is there to heave yet again. Heave! Because it's all we're doing as Christians is heaving. Heave! Trying to sober people up, trying to get them to do better than what it is that they're presently doing. Why is that even a thing? Why am I even having to make war? Why am I having to be recovered with my tears wiped from my unfortunate eyes from having lost content that God recovered? He recovered it. Hallelujah. Amen. I'm grateful for that. But why was it deleted in the first place? Why is it okay to delete somebody's footage on their cell phone? Why is anybody walking in that kind of flagrant, blatant, outward sabotage and not being sufficiently ashamed of themselves in the act to stay themselves from pressing the red button? When it is clear that you are gonna get caught for deleting every last single file in a person's cell phone, why are you doing it anyway? I mean, people are literally not even scared of being caught, guys. For them, it's about finishing a mission of sabotage. Like, look at what's going on with my YouTube channel. It's like flagrant, overt, nightly and daily sabotage. It is active sabotage. Good clear. I'm not being viewed. Somebody's sitting on me. Somebody has paid some random stranger on the internet machine to make sure that all my advanced features are taken away and that I cannot upload content. What is happening? Yeah, boy. Blatant daylight robbery sabotage is what I'm getting at. I had to move because of distractions. And the sun is setting anyway. Okay, where am I gonna go? Ngifuna mina ukublow manje. Keep it relaxed. Blatant daylight robbery sabotage. This. Why is it even okay to do that to people? Like, the world has gotten to a place, a point where it is that they like it like doesn't matter that you get caught for doing something evil. It's about the prosperity of the evil deed. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's about the fact that you sabotage someone very overtly and obviously in a way that is observable, but you don't care insofar as you do sabotage. The wind is my thing, because I don't want wind being like in the background. And somewhere to just sit and just keep talking all the way up until I'm done. I bet you can hear the wind. The wind is very distracting. But listen, the thing that I'm busy talking about here, I'm actually gonna sit down. I wanna sit and just finish this discussion without distractions. The less I move, the less wind there is. Okay. I could go out in the street, but I don't want to go out in the street. I can, that breeze, that breeze. If I can feel that breeze, you can hear it. If I can feel the breeze, you can hear it. If I can feel the breeze, you can hear it. Where can I stand? Where it is that the breeze is not so breezy? From which direction is the breeze coming? Like stand in front of a building that blocks the breeze. Yeah, I think over there. Yeah, already there's like less breeze where it is I'm at. Look at this wig looking so towed up from the flow up, precisely because of the fact that I'm outside now, and the towed up from the flow up nature of it is stark and overt. Okay, I'm just gonna circle around in this area as I talk because there's less breeze. What I'm trying to explain right now is this thing of sabotaging people, hurting people, afflicting people in a way that is overt, obvious, outward, extreme, and with like what I'm trying to explain is that there was a time back in the day, like 10 eons ago. Okay, those squawking birds are always all up in my grill. There was a time about 10 million millenniums ago, like back in the day, like in ancient history, like ancient history. Maybe I should just go outside of the complex. Thing is, I don't want to walk around outside. Already somebody tried to steal my content. Anyway, it's here so I can take myself out. There was a time in like long ago, like in ancient history, perhaps like in the Ice Age, when people actually hid indiscretions. Okay, I literally walked towards the squawking birds. Savannah, good in you? Yeah, there was a time back in the day, like in ancient history, like perhaps like in the Ice Age, maybe in the pre-human age, like the dinosaur era. Yeah, when beings used to, I'm on the street, isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, beings used to actually care to hide their indiscretions. I'm literally walking towards the squawking birds, towards them. Imagine that. And I'm almost the situation is even worse. With the breeze, the wind. I shouldn't have come out because the wind is going to be all up in my grill. Yeah, I'm not with a bicycle. And I just hope he's not one of those naughty teenagers that like just snatch people's phones. These days you never know, right? Because the facility body man. But when I'm starting, okay, my barrier because then I can see on the left and on the right who's coming. That barrier. I'm gonna go and sit over there, and so therefore have complete control of my device. Or pounds so I get anybody from the back. But don't put the phone because I'm super paranoid. Even though my neighborhood is largely safe, I'm not feeling safe. Okay, the bicycle boy is gone. Mara, the sun, yeah, the Tazlakomuraho has an ugly glare. Okay, opposite side might be ideal. Cross a strata, don't get yourself killed. People are trying to kill you, but what you do is live. Alrighty, yeah, there was a time in ancient history, like maybe the Ice Age, the dinosaur era. There was a time when in the dinosaur era, people actually exercise discretion. Okay, the wind, I can still feel the breeze, so I don't really know how to block it from really sounding horrible in my phone, but I will try and get this message out as quickly as possible, especially considering I don't even like the appearance of my wig and the sun is setting. At some point I have to go back inside the complex. Yeah, there was a time back in the day, like barely memorable, like in the first like seedlings of the human race thriving, creating civilizations, where it is that people actually gave two hoots about hiding or concealing their indiscretions. They did not want to get caught. They did things in a way so as to conceal their fingerprints. They hid crimes they committed. They went to extreme lengths. Do you understand? To conceal that they are doing something evil. They wanted to look really good in front of everybody in society. They wanted to have a reputation. They wanted to have a reputation for being alive, even though they're dead. That's what's good. Abantu that were doing things that came and that went. Where it is that people actually, if they were gonna steal money from your bank account, they actually hid that they were stealing money from your bank account. So you would have a rough time finding out that it was them. Like, that's total history. It did happen once upon a time that way. It was like a whole thing at some point. Not that it's okay to hide your indiscretions when you are walking in them. You are, of course, not to walk in indiscretions, but just to help you understand how horribly moral virtue in the human race has declined, just so you can understand how bad things are. Now, for the human race, people now no longer care to hide their indiscretions, just like these birds. People now no longer care to hide them. Now they are literally sabotaging you to your face. Now they are literally like leaving a breadcrumb trail for people to follow that leads right to them when they perform indiscretions, because good is called evil and evil is called good. I can never understand this kind of littering, you guys. You know that, like, just like that. I literally can never understand it. I don't want to pick that up. It might have anthrax, I don't know, but whatever, man. That's why the world must just end. There was a time when in traffic, I saw a dude throw a Coca-Cola can out as he were from a moving vehicle, just on the floor, just like that. God will come. You know, the Bible says that. The Bible says that God is going to destroy those who destroy the earth. God is going to destroy those who destroy the earth. So I guess we gotta wait for that day. Revelation 18:11. We just gotta wait for it to be fulfilled. Alright, let me chill in the corner. Yeah, I'll be there. And now I feel like I can talk at my leisure without anything distracting me. Leha we get busy out of position. Yeah, no, guys. Yeah, people are happy to have a smoking gun, be identified, then be on top of the said cadaver, the dead body on the floor. People are happy. Hooray. Hello. People are happy. Hooray. Because insofar as they can pay enough people to hide the docket, insofar as they can pay enough people to agree that the person that was killed with the smoking gun, on whose body you are chilling with the smoking gun, Lomundo Bodile had to die. Insofar as there's enough people in concert that the person had to die, now no longer are people even happy to hide fingerprints. People are no longer happy to hide the breadcrumb trail. People are literally just committing abominations and treacheries in broad daylight for all to see, because the world is that upside down. The world is that inside out. Everything that is good is evil, and everything that is evil is now good. That is just a sad and disquieting thing about what in the world is going on. In broad daylight, in front of everybody, and everybody that did it, the people who did it, those who are responsible for this travesty. They don't care if everybody knows they did it anymore. Like, somebody just deleted everything from my phone. This person asked me for my phone because they wanted to do something on it. They wanted to use it to like record a screen or whatever, I don't know. And then when I get back to my cellular device, everything on my device is deleted, including the nepe that my mom was like, please don't delete them because this phone is a hand-me-down from her. She was like, don't delete my photos, don't delete my contacts, don't delete my anything on my cell phone device, because they're mine and I can space in my phone for them, and I don't have yet the energy to transfer them over to a computer. Just don't delete them until further notice. So I have respected that, and I've kept the contacts on board, and I've kept all, and this individual grabbed my phone and deleted everything. One fell swoop of my phone. All of my pictures, all of my everything, one fell away, delete, including the nepets mewak. Hey, guys, I was able to recover it, but this individual, upon me lamenting, I ended up crying like a dog, okay? Upon me lamenting that mara o tlo ntilithela dintho tsa ka kaofela jwang, ke eng ka wena? Yeah, claimed that it was a mistake. Y'all know what deletion involves, right? Deletion involves deleting from the main page, from the main picture folder, and then you gotta go to deleted, basically trash. You gotta go to the trash and then delete in the trash. And y'all know that when you delete in trash, whether you're on PC or mobile device, it's gonna ask you, are you sure? So nobody mistakenly deletes all the files on a cellular device or a PC by mistake. Unless they are, of course, like a little bit of a puppet on a string and mind controlled by some entity that is making them zombie-like walk around, spirals in their eyes, unaware of themselves as to what they're doing, and then just pressing delete. Like, this is not the work. Hey guys, yeah, and yet apparently it was a mistake that all my content was gone. When conveniently, these individuals have participated in the mutiny against my life, hate my content. Apparently nobody's watching me. That's why the devil must be scared of me. Like, whenever I start recording a video, he must be shaking like the end of a washing cycle of a washing machine. Scared. Why? Because why would you call somebody Satan, war not against flesh and blood, to delete everything from a person's phone that they are yet to upload on social media, when even that person's social media account is going nowhere? It's going nowhere. Nobody watches me. The level of sabotage that has slapped and ransacked the living daylights out of me is such that advanced features gone, shadow banned, only my subscribers can see me. Only my subscribers can see me. No one else in these streets is able to see my content. And yet, those that have got horrible, nasty, menacing eyes saw it fit to delete my content in a way that was obvious it was them. There was literally nobody else in the environment. I had given them my phone. I had opened my cell phone for them, having punched in my passcode and everything. And they just decided that after doing what they wanted to do with my phone, they're then going to delete every last file on my phone. This is an individual who has got a smoking gun on top of a cadaver. The evidence is there. The fingerprints are there. The evidence is in favor of the victim, the plaintiff. There is exculpatory evidence to confirm the innocence of a person having been victimized by a victimizer, a perp. A perpetrator has victimized a victimized human being. And here it is that the perp in question is literally making like Shaggy, saying, it wasn't me. Or, I didn't do it. What do you mean you didn't do it? I can understand deleting by mistake something from a main folder and then just kind of it chilling in the trash. But when you travel, literally like you are going over across the world in an airplane in 7 days to see the 7 wonders of the world. When you travel the 7 wonders of the world and make it all the way to the trash folder and then click delete there and then agree to delete the deleted content, because it will ask you, are you sure? Honey, on that day there is malice. On that day there is intentionality. On that day there is malice, on that day there is intentionality. And that is the malice and the intentionality of the last days that I am lamenting against, that I am complaining we can't deal. Like, how long do we have to take in our stride? From people, guys. Okay, when is the Lord going to come and rapture the body of Christ? When people have got so much intentional sabotage committed against people and everybody stands back and does nothing. My life, just like that deletion of content that I was able to recover, has been sabotaged by people that were near and dear to me, close. And everybody knows that they did it, and yet nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's willing to take up my cause. When people that are right are overtly ignored, and those that are wrong are protected, what is left? What is left? This is the world. Like, I can't deal. Do you understand? I had these nightmares where it is that a whole bunch of people, like a plethora of them, girlfriend, they were like a Smarties box, okay, that betrayed me. People that stabbed me in the back. Former friends, some of them were family members, colleagues, acquaintances, were all in one room environment, and they were standing around me, acting as if though I was lazy. Acting as if though I'm this lethargic, lazy person that doesn't have a job, cause girl, whatsoever. Like, proper, treating me like I am lazy. Friends, family, former colleagues, people that deliberately sabotaged my life, that basically participated in the mutiny against me, out here, encircling me, but wanting their bread buttered on both sides though. They wanted their bread buttered on both sides in the sense that they wanted me in their lives. They wanted me back as a friend. They wanted me back as a cousin. They wanted me back as basically somebody that was there. Why? Because they long for restored relationship. The thing that makes life meaningful. Relationships between human beings. That's what makes life truly worth the while. It's not so much what you have, what you can acquire. It's not the money, the cars. It is what relationships you have, okay? These people wanted me back as a friend, me back as basically somebody in their lives, but happy to embrace or acknowledge or take in my stride the fact that I lost everything because I lost everything because I'm lazy. And one of them connected me with a job or something, alright, that had betrayed me. But then when I went to that job, I started yelling at me in front of everybody. And so I was like, you know what, it's fine, I don't want your job. And I walked out of there. And then they all treated me like, first of all, I had the yelling coming. And secondly, of course, I'm the kind of person that to walk away from an opportunity that is given them because they treated me like Nyazwafa, but guess what? They wanted me. They wanted me Mama Pelong Abona as a friend in whatever capacity, okay? They wanted me there, but they also wanted me to just kind of walk around carrying the burden of a false reputation on my back. These are individuals with a smoking gun over my cadaver, and they want the world to believe lies about me, and they knew that they committed treacheries. I also am aware of what they did to me, but they don't care. Just like the individual that deleted all of my content on my cell phone device, and then acted like, oh goodness, whoa, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. You can recover it. Yeah, indeed, I was able to recover it. But she wasn't sure of that. Lomuntu maliciously went out of their way to delete all of my content and then acted dead. Just like all of these people that betrayed me went on right ahead to delete 10 years of my life and now are acting dead. And in my dream, they wanted me back, but they also wanted the narrative of me being lazy, being promulgated. And one of them went so far in my dream as to elevate or exalt herself above me. Like just an aggrandizing type self-belief. Like they were self-aggrandizing, guys. They were self-pumping. Like she had a bigness in comparison to me that she was wearing because she wants still, like she's still in that mode. She's still committing those treacheries. She wanted to be viewed as more important and more of a good girl than me. Like this chick is a professing Christian, and in the beginning of my walk with Christ, the two of us were fellowshipping with each other, but she decided to go in the way of the devil while I decided to go in the way of God, okay? Yeah. And this chick wanted to exalt herself as the real, true, godly person, and the person that basically has been doing things right with God all along. And the evidence of her being in the right is the fact that her life did not fall apart. She literally exalted herself above me in my dream and wanted me to accept my life the way that it is. And what is it they've done to it? But wanting their bread buttered on both sides, they wanted me back. The very thing that makes for a meaningful life. Relationships with other human beings. They wanted that. They wanted a relationship with me, but with me taking in my stride that I've been reputationally decimated, and given that the whole world has come to consensus and in agreement with my decimation, I must just take it if I want any relationship or any fellowship at all with them. That's literally what was going on in this dream. People wanting me to just accept anything. Except you broke my heart, you trashed my name, you lied. My reputation is more precious than silver and gold, like it's written in God's word, and you have had no regard for that. And you are trying to maintain fake reputations for yourself at my expense. But hey, guess what? You miss me. You miss me. The very thing that I am lamenting against. This world full of crazies. This world full of crazies are literally up and down in these streets, hopping in them like kamikaze kangaroos because they're suicidal. That's what's good. They are thoroughly betraying some of the most important people in their lives with smoking guns over their bodies, having evidently hurt them, and they are literally trying to recover these people to themselves because they are waking up. They are waking up to smell the coffee that what has been important all this time has been human relationships, because herein lies the deal. These people are so full of sabotage in the spirit of acquiring whatever they want to acquire on earth that they for a season stop thinking about tabaore. Life is meaningless when you don't have real relationships. Everything else is irrelevant. You can't truly enjoy your house without real relationships. You can't enjoy your car. You can't even enjoy your husband and your kids when your very best friend from long ago is not there because you betrayed her. The things that matter the most, love, respect, relationship, fabric of society, the maintenance of it, all that when you squander it in favor of just a feverish, ugly spirit of competition that makes you then throw away some of the most important people in your life, when then you've acquired all those things using witchcraft, manipulating the ecosystems around you, all right, and then you finally get it, but at the expense of people you love, when then you finally have these things, you will wish that Karabo was there to spend them with you, that Karabo was there to celebrate your new home with you, your job promotion, that Karabo was there to be at your wedding, Karabo was there to hold your baby after giving birth in the hospital, all that jazz. When then you suddenly wake up and realize that you got everything you wanted, just not the people that would have enjoyed this milestone with you. It then dawns on them that, oh, okay, so life acquisitions without human relationships sucks. And then they try, still using their sorcery, to bring those human relationships back, but on their own terms, because they're like Frank Sinatra. They do it their way. They try to do it their way. I have got people who want me back in their lives. Mara, with me having been decimated reputationally. Do you understand? And me just taking in my strategy, it is what it is, it happened. That's not that they're in a position to give me fellowship, seeing as I don't have any. That's what's like in my dream. These people, all of them having caused me to be disreputed, were thoroughly trying to be in my life. But with the status quo as it is. No apology. Why? Because they didn't, not correction. I was going to say they didn't get caught for the crimes they committed. They did. They got found. The fingerprints were there, the smoking gun, but nobody cared about the evidence. Nobody cared that I was obviously done dirty by people that were obviously wrong. Like nobody cared. And so because enough people ignored exculpatory evidence, those who received basically amnesty, having not really earned it, they are trying to now bring their victims back into their lives on their own terms. Sangutu, you can keep on using witchcraft, use it for everything, including bringing people back into your life. That's the thing that witchcraft can't give you, Lankudra, people. Witchcraft cannot give you true love. It cannot give you true trust, relationship, and loyalty. It cannot give you abantu. Witchcraft can give you things. It can transfer wealth from Karabo's account to yours. It can cause Karabo's husband to not come. Witchcraft can cause Karabo's children to not come because you've made her infertile. Witchcraft can cause loss of things on earth and acquisition of things on earth. But witchcraft cannot give you a truly loving husband. Witchcraft cannot bring you truly loyal friends. You who likes to bewitch all of your girls on the left and on the right that you might be the only one successful. Witchcraft cannot give you a truly serving daughter that's going to have your back well into your retirement and not throw you in an old age home. Witchcraft is not going to give you children that are obedient, that think you're the best mom in the world. Witchcraft cannot give you human relationships. You gotta work on that by building character. You gotta work on that by getting people to trust you. You gotta work on that by being loyal to people that when comes time for it, they're ride or die to you. If at all you want people to choose you over 20 other people, you gotta be loyal to them first. You gotta be ride or die to them, that they might see it they might see it necessary in them to take your side, even when frankly you haven't had it coming. The Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. If you want a person to cover all of your indiscretions and protect you no matter what, even only wrong, and then sit with you in a corner only one and say, no matter girl, and told me anything wrong, I just stood with you because you're my girl. If you want a person to choose your side even when you're wrong, you gotta be loyal. If you want a person to choose your side even when you've made a mistake, you gotta be loyal. You gotta be loyal. And the sad thing about witches is that literally they throw away loyal people, and they have no regard in and of themselves to be loyal to people. They are disloyal to basically everybody is a transaction to them. Everyone is a transaction to them. It's about what can I get out of this? If at all there is wealth to be stolen from Karabo, I'm gonna steal it. Like when you are not ride or die to Karabo, and to Refilo, and to Pinky, and to Renele, and to Tsepo, literally every one of them could be your victim, depending on how you feel for the day, who you want to steal from the day, how jealous you are for the day. You could betray any last one of them. So none of them are safe in your hands. None of them. And when you have loyalties to no one, your life will literally suck. When there is no one that you will protect. When there is no one that you will protect come hell or high waters. Like proper. Somebody that you will shield. Even, like I said, if they are wrong. When you have got no one that you hold loyalties to, you will never be happy. And witches, every single human being is nothing but a transaction to them. It's somebody that they can steal from. It's someone that they can rob. Someone that they can parch of water. And then you lose friends. You lose connections with family. You lose a whole chunk of stuff. And then years down the line when it's all nice and empty, after you have gotten everything you wanted. You've got the house, you've got the kids, you've got the husband. You got married. When then you are alone, you're going to wish that Karabo was around. When you get diagnosed with cancer, you're going to wish that you could call Karabo and be like, this is what's happened to me. My goodness, girl, I need you to be there for me. When one of your children falls sick with an illness, you're going to wish that you could call Karabo. When you don't have anyone anymore, and also when you need real company, when you need real, love, man. How about relationships? Because you've stabbed all of them in the back. You are loyal to no one, witches. It's what I'm getting at. You are loyal to no one. I have been stabbed in the back by people that were, guys, so close. We were so tight. We loved each other so much. We had each other's backs so much that when they betrayed me, I was shocked out of my mind. I could not believe it. For me, it's like, dude, I can understand you being kind of fluffy and duplicitous and double-standarded against die tap over there. Because vele khale unzosa umunyatsa khale tap sna next guy na usna taba lena marana. When you hear Matthew 24, it is written that in these last days that are very horrible, men will betray one another. They will hate one another. And because of an increase in lawlessness, the love of many is going to grow cold. And that is what is presently going on. That's why Netflix just so I can pray all night long, only for me to be lambasted with lesbians all up in my chrome. There is nowhere for us to lay our feet down. There's no way for us to lay our feet down. Like a man that wins you over with korobela, it's always going to be want to manipulate you with spirits. That's what's good. And because just to get you to stick around, he will always lie. He will sabotage your prospects. He will be basically insensitive and unsupportive. So when a woman avoids you because and you still want us, trying to reel her in, constantly just bring a woman in with witchcraft, you are never going to win. You are never going to win. Look, Tagati Abu Sizi, because it makes you disloyal. Everyone becomes nothing but a transaction. Everyone is a transaction, and that's what it is that I dreamt about. I am tired. I'm exhausted. And there is nowhere to look, it appears, other than up. All we can do is go to heaven at this point, guys. There's no world left. There is nothing in these streets that is left anymore. The level of sabotage is just astronomical. And then I get another dream of this one sister that I have online. This one sister content that I follow, like this one Christian woman, okay? I get a dream of her because of attrition and because of pressure all over the show, literally changing her doctrine to say that there's no heaven, there is no hell, and you guys are going to be fine. The woman is always speaking about heaven and hell and warning people against the impending, judgment that's coming on the world. And this woman ending up changing her mind because there was just so much attrition around her, because so many people wanted to believe that there are no consequences to their actions. So many people persecuted her until she finally said there's no hell, there's no heaven, anything at all, just to have fellowship with people. Guys, you want to believe there's no hell, you want to believe there's no heaven, you want to believe that, like that squawking bird, thinking God is just going to fly overhead and do nothing to you. You thoroughly want to believe that you can bewitch all of your friends, family members, cats and dogs, and there be no consequences. In my dream, that very devout Christian woman ended up turning. I'm not saying that she will turn, but what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that if at all God does not cut these days short for us as Christians, if he does not salvage us from the hands of those who wickedly try to manipulate our lives, nathi sizogcina for the sake of relationship, nathi sizogcina for the sake of just maintaining any kind of semblance of a normal life with the people that we love, we are going to end up being like, there's no consequences for your actions, girl. It's written in Psalm 125 that the scepter of the wicked will not remain on the land. The scepter of the wicked will not remain on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous should turn aside their hands to do evil. Lest the righteous should turn aside their hands to do evil. So essentially, if God keeps us around for much longer, while you continue to just decimate and destroy and massacre we would turn aside our hands to do evil. The righteous would change their doctrines. We would fall away from God. We would end up doing that which is, according to God, frankly abominable. To be an anathema, to become a false prophet, a false disciple after having been sound all along. Nati, we would fall apart. I told you guys about Ruslan and about Kori and how it is that they're always just making war, heaving with obvious indiscretions in these streets. I spoke about how they're always just heaving against obvious indiscretions, and how it is that Christians are making commentary against insanities in these streets, and more and more of these insanities just keep on bubbling. They keep on coming out of nowhere. Like proper, nobody is trying to do anything sober anymore. Yeah, well, I mean, if Ruslan and Corey and Karabo and Angelica and whoever will keep on fighting back and pushing back against a world that has no care for being obviously wrong, but nobody cares, and they keep on walking in indiscretions and trying to force people who are right to admit they're wrong when they are not. If that kept on happening without the Lord coming to rescue the day, Christians would one by one, like dominoes, fall. We would fall. The scepter of the wicked will not remain on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous should turn aside their hands to do evil. This year is not a going concern. All this good called evil called God cannot continue any longer. It cannot just be left unfettered. All these witches who are obviously guilty, trying to come back into the lives of their victims, that can't be a thing anymore. All of y'all who want to believe there is no hell, even though it's clear according to the scriptures, all of y'all who keep on ignoring your consciences, all of y'all who keep on afflicting every lost loved one that you have because it's a matter of convenience for now, and then tomorrow you want to bring them back into your life using witchcraft. All of y'all that keep on forcing women to be with you with witchcraft. All of y'all that keep on casting death spells on Christians. All of y'all that keep on doing all this stuff thinking there are no ramifications. All of y'all that are content with the fact that Elon Musk is the only social media content, a social media guru, big guy, boss, that is happy to let us speak. All of y'all that are okay with the fact that my YouTube channel is shadow banned and that I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, go fella all of these contentments with wickedness. Your day is coming. It's written in Revelation, I believe 18:11 or 11:18, that God is going to destroy those who destroy the earth. So keep on destroying your earth. Keep on calling good evil and evil good. Keep on insisting there's no hell and or heaven coming. Nihilistically thinking that you die and nothing happens. Keep on. Carry on. And watch Christ Karabanza walk up and down strata like this right now. Rapture us in front of your eyes. And then ultimately show you Hore. There's always been a God. He's been calling you. He's been long-suffering and forbearing. But you did not hearken. You did not acknowledge him. And you insisted that because you got away with murder for as long as you did, that you could continue to do whatever under heaven you wanted to do, with there being no ramifications. And you went and caused so much pain in the streets and then said, it wasn't me. Put honey to your mouth and said, I didn't eat anything. Like that evil woman in the Proverbs described, who eats honey and says, I did nothing. You will keep on saying you did nothing. You will keep on saying you did nothing, Ankutwa, until God shows you that he's always been around. God will be the one to reveal that he lives. God will be the one to make it evident that Karabo was my daughter. She's been trying to speak volumes to you, and yet you didn't hearken. You didn't listen. You decided that you're going to do your own thing. You decided that you're going to continue to lawyer, even though you've been busted for buloi. You're going to continue because praise, amen. The world has been praising you. It's been complimenting you, having acquired things. You're going to keep on calling lazy people hardworking and hardworking people lazy. You're going to keep on calling ungodly people godly and godly people ungodly. You're literally going to keep on calling upside down things right way up, inside out things right way in, right way out. You are going to continue to do that all the way up until I reap my bride. And when that happens, then you will know. Then you will know who's God. He's been here sonke leskati. The tables are about to turn and the record is about to be set straight. Do you understand? And all of your valuing in a very obvious way. Now it's going to be evident that you were brazen, you were bullies, you were obviously wrong. You were caught, but nobody cared. Now it's going to become a travesty to everyone on the left and on the right that Karabo was ignored even though she was obviously innocent and that you were obviously wrong. You can all lie about me as much as you want, and you can all continue to insist that when I am the most hardworking person personally that I know. You will keep on aggrandizing yourselves, elevating yourself. On doing that which is an abomination in the sight of God because you think no one is coming for us, given that you've been observing Karabo suffering for a whole decade. And so because 10 years with nobody calling you to book other than the person that's lamenting against you, you will keep at that until you get finally handled, until you ultimately get destroyed by your insistence upon injustice in a world where your consciences are operating sufficiently enough to know that there must obviously be a God. The invisible qualities of God are all over creation. Look around. Look at how beautiful this neighborhood is. Look at the sun that is setting in the horizon and the glory of it. Look at the glow in my face, despite all the sorrow of my soul that you've endured me through. Look at the innovations of human beings, the street lamp, everything. All the invisible qualities of God are all over creation. And yet you think there's no God. You will ultimately come to learn that this tranquil, peaceful earth of yours, God can rattle it any minute now and cause it to quake and thunder, cause it to hail, cause it to basically swallow you whole like in Korah's rebellion because you refused to acknowledge him who gave you tranquility, peace, and street lights, and a beautiful woman talking to you about how it is that God is real. You will remember and wish and long for the times when there was sobriety. You will remember, long, and wish for the times when everybody rather acknowledged that Jesus Christ is Lord, or rather people were willing to admit that which is wrong as wrong and that which is right as right. You will miss basic things like street lights working when there's no electricity all across your countries for months. You will basically miss that which are all the glories and the giftings that God gave you to survive and live prosperously on a planet he gave you to fill it and occupy it, but because you kicked some of the people that lived on it to the curb and insisted that they are rotten when they're not, insisted that they are ungodly when they're the only ones that are godly in this world, insisted that they're the witches instead of you, insisted that they are accusing you falsely, constantly just saying it wasn't me, all that jazz. You are going to wish for the day when Strata Sako, my neighborhood, going all the way back in that direction and going all the way back in that direction was this clean. You are going to miss there not being cracks in the pavement because of earthquakes that shook it, or entire engulfed holes because of an earth sink. What do they call it? A sinkhole. Sinkholes in your earth. You are going to miss the day when there isn't a big fat canyon or a crevice in the ground because of a meteor or an asteroid that fell from the sky and landed in your neighborhood. You're going to miss every house that you see in the background, Lana. Every house that you are seeing that is orderly, peaceful, people Sunday, they're chilling. Hey, they are having dinner, they're enjoying quiet time with their families. Every lost house that is still standing and erect, you're gonna wish that the desolate wasteland that you're looking at was what it is that Karabo was chilling in. In 2024, when you were all insisting that she was wrong and you are right, you are going to want your neighborhoods back because you insisted that the God who gave you this peace, the God who gave you this peace and this tranquility doesn't exist. You insisted he doesn't exist to a point where the person who was proclaiming his name on the rooftop was then called lazy, ungodly, unproductive, and naive. And that there is no heaven that you will have at this point confirmed is real, because I'm gonna be there. Given that God will have raptured me and taken me to the sky, you're gonna wish that your neighborhoods looked exactly like mine. Now that you're living in a desolate wasteland. Do not say I did not warn you. I warned you. I'm done speaking. I don't have more to say. The sun has set, as you can tell. And I don't have any more to say. But basically what I'm trying to get at is that like earthlings, you are crazy. You are mentally ill. Do you understand? Like those squawking birds, la raza. You are noisome and clamorous and cantankerous and burlapa. In so being, you are happy to call good evil and evil good. And you are in broad daylight blatantly disregarding the guilt that you are in at the expense of a person that is obviously innocent. So carry on and see how much longer the Lord is going to linger Christians in this state of constant heaving and heaving, always just trying to debunk all of your heresies, all of your heinous acts of indiscretion. The day has arrived for us to finally stop fighting. Don't say I did not warn you. I'm signing out in Christ's name, K. Peace.